Hey guys, alright, day number 5, the last day of my trip, was to me by far the best day as far as the two biggest names that I got, um, and quantity was really good, but I was really happy with day number 5. So, the Phillies played their first spring training game program from the game. They played the Tampa University, whatever they are, I don't know. Phillies killed them. Apparently Tampa beat them last year, so it was like a big deal down there for the Phillies to win this game. I think they won 8-3 or 9-3. So anyway, some of the stuff in the program I did get signed, which I'm going to go back to Clearwater for some more rafting, so I'll take this with me. But Pete Mackinnon, the new manager, got him to sign in here in the program. Sorry I don't have this marked, and I'm trying to be careful with it because it's in pretty good shape. I don't want to mess it up. Sal Vendy, he's the hitting coach, I believe, at AAA Lehigh Valley. Let me go to where the players are. Let's see, nobody there, nobody there. All right, Aaron Author. He played in the game. I got him on his page, his little section. And Michael Marriott, former Kansas City Royal pitcher. In there. James Russell again. Mario Hollins. He's from Stanford. I think there's one or two more, I thought. Okay, there's two on this page. Luis Garcia and Colton Murray. Garcia's at the top. Colton Murray there on the bottom. Murray was really cool because we thought he was somebody else, and he told us who he was, and he stopped. He signed. Chris LaRue pitched in the game. I think he pitched in inning. And I think that is probably it. Don't think I got anybody else in here. And nope, that's it. So that's it for the program. Like I said, I'll take good care of that one. I'm gonna try to go back Clearwater once, maybe twice. I really didn't have it on the agenda to do more than this trip, but after seeing how their camp works, how their complex is laid out, and how easy these guys are to graph, I will definitely go back at least one more time this spring. So, gonna keep that. Now for the cards, pretty good little stack here. I had to get help on these because they were only signed one. Mickey Morandini. Thank you, Jordan. Jordan picked up that one because he would only do one. And then he signed that one for me. David Hernandez only does one. Jeremy Hellickson, again, only did one. At least he signed my race cards. I had on a race shirt and my hat, so he was cool. Severino Gonzalez for 2. Again, another one of these International League cards. Really did well with that set. I'm really glad I picked that set up. Luis Garcia, Larry Anderson, and 2 more on JP Arencibia. And these are my last 4 Andrew Baileys. I finished him off. I don't think I have any more in my box for Phillies. Some of these guys I'm going to have to go look and see if they have different cards. I'm just going to have to go order maybe off Sports Lot. Sport Lots, whatever. So I'll have it for when I go in a couple weeks. I'll try to go again for a day. Roman Quinn was signing multiples, but this was pre-game, before the game, by the dugout. In Clearwater, they clear you out like 30 minutes before first pitch, which I think is a little bit excessively too soon. The usher, for some reason, decided he wanted to pick on me instead of everybody else and was making a big deal that I was standing there getting Roman Quinn. And 2 minor leaguers who happen to have stuff for their cards are in here. He just, I don't know what his deal was. He was a grump. So, that story's to be continued at the end of this video. Anyway, JP Crawford again for 2. Sally card. And for the Topps Pro Debut set. And then 2 more on David Buchanan. 1, 2, 3. I wish I had his Topps card. All I had were these 3 Heritage cards So I'm going to have to pick up a Topps card of his. Taylor Featherston. They just picked him up a couple week or so ago. These are the two minor leaguers. They were just standing there when I was getting I'd just gotten somebody, and I was joking with them. I said, I asked, I normally wouldn't ask this. I said, I'm trying to figure out who you are. I said, but I know you guys are minor leaguers, but what's your last name, and where did you play last year? I probably have a card on you. And one of them said, my last name's Amaro. I played in Williamsport. And I said, well, I'm going anywhere. Hold on, I got a card for you. And he's like, looked at me kind of funny, and I did. I had my Williamsport set. So Andrew Amaro, and then the guy standing next to him was a teammate of his, Brendan Hayden, who also played for Williamsport. So I picked those two up on the field before the game. So that was pretty cool. Did not expect that. That was neat. Happy with that. Maybe I'm just goofy for thinking that's neat, but I think it was kind of cool. David Hollins, he did 4. Logan Moore for 1. Charlie Morton did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. He did 3 in the morning coming in. Me and Jordan got there early in the morning when the players were coming into the complex. And he did 3 coming in, and then he did 4 going away. I actually joked with him when he was leaving. I was like, I got you in a fantasy keeper league. I said, for really cheap. I said, I plan on maybe keeping you this year. If you can, give me a few strikeouts more than you did last year, I'd appreciate it. And he just chuckled. He really got a kick out of it. He said, that is my plan this year, is to get all of my fantasy owners as many strikeouts as I can get them. I mean, I know he's being, sarcastic, but it was pretty funny. Everybody got a kick out of it because Charlie Morton's not really a strikeout pitcher, but that was funny. Brett Oberholzer for 1. And other than, I'll save him for next. Let's go here. Nick Williams for 4. They did BP on one of their back practice fields, and this guy was hitting baseballs, as hard and as far as you could see as anybody I've ever watched hit BP. It was amazing. This guy can flat out just rake. So he's going to be a heck of a player. Man, the power he was hitting with was insane. One of the last guys we got before we went to go get breakfast and go back before the game. Former manager. He always comes to the complex early, stays late. Came right up, and everybody said he was really, really nice. I never knew him to be this nice. Didn't think he was, and just as seeing him, was the nicest guy in the world. But Charlie Emanuel did 4 cards. Everybody said he would sign everything that you stuck in front of him. So I was like, well, I only have 4, and that's all I'm going to put. So, and look at this. The autograph is amazing. He just was so nice. And again, I had my race stuff on. I was like, well, Charlie, I said, you normally wouldn't ask him. I said, you beat us in 08. I said, but if you might sign these cards, that'd be great. He said, I'll sign them. He said, you're just a baseball fan. He said, that's all that matters. Doesn't matter if you're a Rays fan, a Phillies. He said, hell, even if you're a Yankees fan, it doesn't matter. He said, as long as you're a baseball fan. So that was really cool. He was just so nice. Like, I just didn't expect that from him. The last autograph I got inside the ballpark before we left, again, the ushers had given me a hard time, and I just decided I was just tired of fighting it. So I got Roman Quinn, got the 2 minor leaguers, and I was like, I'm out of here. Got to the very top and was just standing there, and I was talking to one of the other ushers and kind of befriended him. He was really nice, and he asked where I was from and told him, and all of a sudden I looked down, and Ryan Howard is signing. And I was like, man, doggone it. And I was like, I wish I could go back down there. I said, I'm trying to remember exactly what I said, but I was like, yeah, I drove all the way from Jacksonville, so he's really one of the ones I really would have liked to have gotten on this trip. And he just looked at me and said, well, what are you waiting on, man? Go down there. And at that point in time, they weren't allowing anybody down there who didn't have a ticket. And I said, are you sure? He's like, yeah, just stay away from that other usher. He's a grump. He's a grouchy grump. He's like, just stay away from him. You'll be fine. He's like, go get him and just come back. He's like, but let me know if you got him. I want to know if you got him. So okay. So I went down, got around where the usher didn't really see me, got down and actually got next to Jordan, and it was like 2 or 3 people away from him. And I had 4 cards. He was signing one for everybody, taking pictures, smiling, talking, was just cool as, just cool as heck. got to me, and I had the 4 cards, and I said, Mr. Howard, whatever you want to sign, whichever one, I'll let you, pick one. And he laughed. He said, this one, he said, oh man, he said, I'm signing that one. He said, these jokers don't believe my hair back then. He said, I told them I have like little twists and dreads, and nobody believed that I had it. So he signed a 2003 Florida State League top prospects card, which you guys are going to be like, why in the frick did you have him sign that? Well, I have almost this entire set signed now. That's why I didn't have any objection to it, and that's why I had it on the page. But if you look at his hair, if this thing will pick up and focus, you can kind of see he's got a little twist action going on in the back. And he was like, man, he was like, I really wish I had a couple guys stand out here with me. He's like, they need to see this. Nobody believes I had this hairdo. It was hysterical. It was really cool. So that was awesome. That was by far the biggest name. Obviously, I got this trip. Was super, super happy to get that. He was really nice, and that's for Ryan Howard, that's a great autograph. I mean, that's a lot for him. So really happy with that. I know he's towards the end of his career, but that was awesome. He drives a really sweet looking Bentley too. Really nice car. Anyway, last one I'm going to show is the one that I broke my rule on. We were on the south lot again, or the north lot again, like we had been. The south lot was where some of the other players, obviously they were kind of 50-50. Well, the first day, Wednesday, most of the players came on the north lot where we were at. So we were like, well, let's just go out to the north lot and just get some of those guys again, because it was Aaron Nola, J.P. Crawford, and Mark Appel, Hellickson. So we decided to go there and just try and get those again and not worry about a few of the other ones. Well, it had been a really, really long time since anybody had walked in on our side, and a few players started walking over there, and we were getting kind of frustrated. Well, then all of a sudden we saw Michael Franco walk out. There was nobody on the south lot, or on the south part of the parking lot. Anybody who's been to Clearwater will appreciate this. I mean, I'm not really old, I'm 31, but I am completely out of shape. If you've been to Clearwater, you've been in the parking lot, you understand how it looks. It basically, you have to make a 50-yard sprint, well, 40 to 50-yard sprint further, 20-yard sprint further north, and about a 20-yard sprint to the road. Then you got to make another 250 to 300-yard dash down the road outside the parking lot, and then the other 20 and 20-yard sprints to get to where we were on the south side of the lot. So 4 of us decided, what the hey, what do we got to lose? Nobody's coming right here anyway. So we all bolted. One guy looked like he'd been running a triathlon. Another guy was a little bit ahead of Jordan. Me, I got there, and he signed for everybody. He didn't sign the one that I really wanted. I was so out of breath. I've never ran that hard, that fast, that long. I mean, I'm not like a tiny guy. I'm not some huge 500-pound guy, but I was out of breath. I mean, that's a long time. I mean, any athletes that would run that as fast and hard as we ran it, that's a good little run. And it actually was funny. He was chuckling at us when we pulled up. He kind of laughed, and I guess he was giving us a little bit of credit. And he signed one for everybody, but Michael Franco, and he does not sign hardly ever. So he signed this prospect set from 2013. I wanted him to sign the International League because he has where is it at? Those were the 2 cards I had on the page. I had that card, and I had the International League card like this. This is the one I wanted signed, but I was so out of breath I couldn't even ask him, can you sign that one? He just started signing that, and I just left it at that. So that is how I ended spring training, running for Michael Franco. So I broke my rule on the last day of my trip. I swore up and down I was not going to run after anybody anymore, that I was beyond that. And, well, I did anyway. So, again, that was the best day for as far as names. Like I say, Franco's not like some monster great player. He's a good player. But he does not sign and never signs. And Howard's their biggest name. So I was really stoked to get those guys. So that's it for day 5. That was it for my trip. Like I said, I had a really good time. Took in a lot of camps, a lot of baseball. Got a lot of autographs over the course of 5 days. So no complaints here whatsoever at all. I'm really happy with what I got, and I'm going to try and hit the Pirates. The Pirates complex isn't very good anymore. Their minor leagues is good, but the major leagues is awful. I'm going to try and hit the Phillies once, maybe twice, when the minor league games start. Because I have quite a bit of minor league stuff for them. So that's my goal, and we'll go from there. Hopefully get the Nationals sometime this spring too. So thanks for watching, guys, and sticking with me through the 5 videos, and talk to y'all later. See ya.